welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast for the first match of the day live stream watch along of the new year of 2023. Would be last week, but with everyone having their dramas, I was just waiting the right frame of mind to come along and go over all last week's events. But I came back the next day. Arsenal won the North London derby, and then since then Tottenham did what they usually do and realised they're helping us out at half time against City on Thursday and decided to screw us over, give us the hope and take it away. Bastards. And that's why we hate Tottenham. But we are back, as I said, for the first Match of the Day live stream watch along of the year of 2023. Was it 6 games today? So I'm just because I'm having to watch this on iPlayer, by the way, because with the with the weather what it is over here where I am, signals reporting basically in this room. So instead of hugging everything all the way into another room, stay up here, put an iPlayer, so I might be a few seconds behind some of you guys, but it is what it is. But as I say, it's 6 games, and I can tell you exactly how many goals. There's 2-0 actually in the game, so it'll be interesting who's going to be the literal last game out of them two. I swear to God, if one of the 0-0s is first on, just because of who was playing in that game, I will lose my mind. Oh dear, but there was 2, 6, 7, 8, 9 goals in the Premier League. Doesn't sound much when you look at it actually over 6 games, but it is what it is. Obviously, there was the mid-table clash, a couple of mid-table clashes, but the mid-table clash of the weekend. Big game apparently, but mid-table clash between Liverpool and Chelsea. Motd starting from the bench today, I believe. And then you had, obviously, struggling Bournemouth at home against an upsurgent Nottingham Forest. Again, poor run of form Leicester City at home to a decent form-wise Brighton, actually, going into this game, even though they just lost their top goal scorer to the Arsenal yesterday. Oh, dear. Things you'd have to see. And then there was the, pardon the pun here, the relegation 6-pointer, West Ham versus Everton. And then there was Palace versus Newcastle. But yeah, the West Ham v Everton relegation 6-pointer. The El Sacos, maybe people might have branded it because obviously both David Moyes and Lampard are under immense pressure today to get a result, win-wise, to potentially save their jobs. And yeah, we're just waiting now for obviously the actual start to get under the way. Always start about a few minutes early anyway before match day gets underway. Gives you guys time to come in, settle in, get the TV on as well, and we go through it all together. And also, even though Arsenal aren't playing, I know this is an Arsenal channel, you think, you're an Arsenal fan again, what are you doing? We always do this anyway, apart from last week. Literally, even if Arsenal aren't playing until a Sunday, or we'll do the match today on a Saturday, keep an eye on not just our rivals, but the teams in and around up down the league and around us, and our potential opponents for the next coming games, etc., etc. See what weaknesses and strengths they can pose against us, and a bit of a laugh along the way. Oh dear, got me a drink as well. 1 second. Oh dear. There we go. Okay. Just get this shared about a bit. 1 second. Do my bit. Green grass. Do 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 do. Tom. Bloody adverts, BBC. It can take forever. Right, and then there, going to there, sharing a group chat here. There we go. Off we go. There. Oh, and then share it on Twitter just in case. And we're off. There we go. Now we sit back and relax. Put the phone down there. Again, I don't know what order, by the way. These games are coming in. I didn't pay attention to earlier, but I've got all the banners ready, scoreboards and all that jazz. And yeah, I'll assume the 6 point, the relegation 6 pointer will be up for grabs first. Considering they had goals in it. One time, look at it actually. Come back and it's fucking 6 games. There's like 9 goals in it. Bloody hell. Can't beat the match today. Yeah, West Ham Everton up first. So I've got shock over there. Leicester Bright, Southampton Villa. Okay, there's the goals. Bournemouth versus Forest, the last of the goals. Who's going to be the butt of the joke this week? Liverpool, Chelsea are saved face, but Palace and Newcastle will be the last one. Even though they're both nil-nils and crap games. Chris Moss is in the chat out. What's up, good dogs? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're keeping well over there in Canada. Oh, for God's sake. Why? I've got seriously, BBC. 2 of them. I've got Jermaine Genius and Danny Murphy. You taking the mickey? Oh, you're taking the Michael. I've got to deal with fucking Jermaine Genius and Danny Murphy as pundits today on Match of the Day. Why couldn't you? Where's Righty? Where's Shearer? What the hell are you playing at? What are you trying to do to me? Rumour mill has it. Butcher, there's obviously Martinez, who were linked with back in the summer to play CDM to try and take out Ardegaard. Ain't going to work. They can try, it won't work. You can't just throw in a centre back that has a Lucas Delia traits in terms of height and hope that he'll have an impact off Casemiro. That ain't going to work. And also, to get to Ardegaard, he's going to have to get through for Thomas Partey and Xhaka for crying out loud beforehand. Got a chance in hell. Oh dear, but this is the first game up. West Ham versus Everton. Just seeing the tributes they did before the pre-game for their chairman, David Gold, who sadly passed away a couple of weeks, just literally the turn of the new year. Everton played in their all yellow kit, and West Ham was wearing their claret and blue home kit. There we go. Play Maguire like before. Oh dear. Yeah, you may as well play with 10 men then. Oh, even Ten Hag ain't that desperate. That's saying something. Oh dear. What was that? I know he's a defender, but bloody hell. I'm sorry. I know I know Yami's a defender there, but there's the composure, the lack of composure, so to say, it was not to be desired. Put it that way. Is that a pen? No, header. Well done there. Oh, Belkin right for the Everton German in the West Ham box. Oh, and the ex-Arsenal one of the board directors that bought Everton out all them years ago. Thank fuck he actually went then and took those off with him. Guy, just goes to show you might good taking pictures by the way. Just goes to show in terms of the Everton owner. the main guy, I can't even Muriel, the voice piece basically, or the board and all that. But mate, actually, the actual owner, you can be a part of a board of directors, a part of a board, sorry, a successful era as well, at a club, but on a board level. If you don't pick anything up, what's the bloody point, basically? Because obviously he thought he was a bit the big I am. He's gone to Everton, brought them out, and everyone's gone, oh no, no, no. Even Arsenal fans at the time, oh no, what the hell? All that money's going to them. Oh, Bowen scored. That was dreadful. That was actually fucking dreadful. And obviously, part of his celebration is celebrating the news this week that him and his partner Danny Dyer are pregnant with twins. Kept that very quiet all the way to the actual that they knew it were twins. But yeah, obviously congratulations to them both. But yeah, that was fucking awful. What the hell? James Tarkowski and Connor Cody, bloody hell. Evening, says Russ. Good evening, good evening. Did Antonio assist? Say, but I've only seen the first goal. I don't think there's an assist. Mr. Tom's in the chat. 15 points from 20 games is Everton's worst points total ever. The Frank effect. I said this again back in the summer. I'll be honest. I thought he'd be the first to go, because they had a sort of okay start to the season. He's lasted longer, and now it's just come to full effect now. Him, if he stayed at Derby for the extra year, that's it. Oh, piss! My God, Everton. The longer Everton stick with Frank now, they're going down. They're actually going to go down. Defending like that. I said this last year with Burnley. I was doing match of day streams last year. This time last year, early February, I was calling out Burnley's defending. This is worse. Look at what the frick. Good assist there. This was Antonio's assist actually for the second goal. Good finish there, poacher from Bowen there. Was a bit again, as I say, a bit perked up so the news is now out there that he's expecting twins with his partner. But when it's literally 3-on-1, the ball's got to get past three defenders before it gets to Bowen and the goalkeeper. Jesus Christ! But no, I was saying about that. I thought he'd be the first to be sacked this season, but obviously he started off okay. They kept with him, and now the thing is, I said this on. I won't be at the post there. I said this earlier over in the live chat for Gary's channel with him. It was him, Sam, and Tom. That was on the stream, and I was in the chat, and I was just like, or one of many in the chat, and I was just like, you know what, the Everton board have really fucked themselves. I basically said they fucked themselves. I say I stick to it now. They really have. They've backed themselves into a corner. Doing what they did last week, and coming out was Joey, the main guy again. The main guy, the owner, coming out on his behalf of himself and the board, attacking the fans the way he did. We've done this before. We've been through this before. Basically, we've sacked managers on your say so. You wanted Frank. We hired Frank on your say so. Maybe we need to do what we want to do now from now on. So and then since then they've lost both games, obviously, even more games since, obviously. And as I say, that it's to a point because of what they did last week. Now they've backed themselves into a corner where they're going to have to stick with Frank a bit longer. They have to. They can't come out and attack the fans, and also then throw the fans under the bus last week of all the fake news of attacks and all that on certain boards of directors and things like that. They can't come in and do all that. Throw them fans under the bus and then go, within a week, yeah, sorry, thank you, at the job. They've screwed themselves for that bit longer. And also, any manager worth their salt, let's be honest, any manager worth their salt that can get this team out of trouble to keep them up, would they really want to come to Everton with the mess that it's in and how it's run? Chris is asking a question in the chat. Everton go down. Do we Arsenal take any players? Do Everton from this current side? No, not for me personally. You guys might disagree, but for me, no. They haven't got. You might just put it that you can't just put it down to the manager in this instance. It's the players as well got to take responsibility here, and they're in a really sticky run of form, and no one, it seems, is showing any desire, any fight to get this team out of the mess they're in. At least West Ham, look, Declan Day. I mean, Bowen earlier to 2 goals. At least West Ham, even though the game might not have been all that over the actual live match itself, but at least West Ham, the players like Declan Rice, Bowen, and Antonio, and in general, the players that have been slated as well, they've all stepped up today. Danny Ings has come in, he's put a shift in as well. But at least West Ham players they're fighting on the pitch. They are trying to fight. Everton is just, I don't know, just bending over every game. You don't know where the next win's coming from because they're going to be Arsenal next week. Well, 2 in the fortnight time actually because the FA Cup's next week. So I wouldn't. I don't know. Again, I know he's only just come into the team this season, into the club at Everton, but I don't know. I personally wouldn't. It's not because they're getting relegated. It's the way they're going down. There's no individual stepping up today or in the last 6. After today's games, 7 games, 6 defeats, 1 draw. I'm not seeing fighting any of them games, even the one they drew. And that's the draw. It was against. Ironically, the draw was against City. Because the only game they've been they're expected to get thumped in. Even I thought they'd get thumped in that game, and they decided, thankfully, decided to turn up, take a point off them. But since you think that'd be a bit of a booster, like you've gone to see the defending champions, the best, arguably on paper, the best team in the country, and on paper, global stars wise, you took a point off them, but they've got worse since then. It's unbelievable. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he had that one great season under Conte. But since then, he's too injury prone since then. Last season, injured all season. This season, he's been injured most of this season. And again, as Arteta, you do have an injury record. Fair enough. I could get your argument there. But it's more that he has been injured a lot now over all last season and halfway into this season now. And even when he does play, obviously it's Frank Lampard, so it might have something to do with it. But I don't know. It's for Arsenal, Arteta, Edu, and Arsenal in general to go ahead and go after Dominic Calvert-Lewin if it were to go down. That's gonna be the major holdback for them, is that he has been injured a lot on and off the last year and a half. Are they really going to take a risk on that? And even if Everton go down, they're going to want some sort of fee for it. Are they really going to financially think, is he really going to strengthen us? Champions of England or not? If we win the league or not, champions of England or not, is he really going to strengthen us immediately? And we're going to need players coming in and someone that strengthen us immediately. Again, champions or not. Yeah, even Tom. Yeah, Tom. For once, we're singing off the same hymn sheet for once. Tom saying, "No, anyone that has been coached by Fat Frank is of no use to anyone." That's come for a Leeds fan, for fuck's sake. Colonel saying Southampton, Leeds, and you got something against Leeds. You do not like Leeds. I don't know about you just want to upset Tom in the chat. I don't know. And Leicester need to go down so we can get Issue, Tyler Adams, and Ndidi. Indeed, a couple of years ago I would have been sure why not, but at the moment, again, Leicester in a similar situation, not full same way, but in a similar situation in terms of relegation, doing a relegation scrap pretty much. I've not seen anything of Indeed or in Tielemans or any Leicester player in general that's shown any sort of fight, passion, desire to help get them out of this. Since the World Cup, as I'm using since the World Cup because obviously we've had that massive month and a half break, whatever it was, for the World Cup. Prior to the World Cup, there's a bad start and they started getting their normal form back, and you start seeing Leicester on the table again and get back into the swing of things. And then World Cups come along and they've gone backwards again to what they were at the start of the season. It's just, I don't know. It is what it is. Tyler Adams, though, yeah, I would take. I'll take Tyler Adams. Why not? Good squad player. Good player to bring in as a squad player, and have him fight out for his position basically with the current crop. Competition breeds success at the end of the day, and I don't see why not. But I mean, I'm not high bar Arsenal. I'm not Edu. I'm not Arteta. That's down to them. But I would take Tyler Adams if I'm being honest. But going by who we've been linked with, Declan Rice have been linked with. I know the summer window's going to be a lot longer to do deals in. Sorry, but are we really going to go after both Tyler Adams and Declan Rice in the same window, or get them in both at the same, get them both in at the same time? Because bad enough could be Declan Rice, and it's pretty much going to be a rotation player in that midfield because Granit's getting that bit older now, along with Partey and all. But Granit's going to be the one that they look to replace soon because of his age. Over the next year after the season, next year or so, get his replacement in ASAP to ease them in and get them in ready to kick on. But with yeah, you also need I don't think myself, but you never know. You never know. Personally, and there's someone else. Who was it? So into I don't get why he's been dropped, but it is what it is. So at least you. I don't know. Todd Adams his 6 months into a 5-year deal will not be cheap. But we know it's not be cheap. If that's the case, that's saying if Arsenal were to go for him, wouldn't be against. I'm just saying if we were to go for, well, technically we got relegated, he would be technically cheaper than what he would be if he stayed up on that same contract. But yeah, it is what it is. But I don't think these will go down anyway. But if we were to go for him, I wouldn't be against it. Going by how the bulk of our recruitment's gone over the last 2.5 years, basically. Well, but let's be honest, 3 years since I set foot for the door. You get all the transfers we've done since he's come through the door. You can literally count on one hand the players that haven't worked out. And where are they now? Oh, yeah. Okay, no, there's a question from Tom. That's all I'm saying. The player that everyone will want is going to. Yeah, that's true. He's a good, have a young player up and coming. Again, if you stay up, I think these will be fine. In terms of the relegation, they won't be nowhere near relegation, in my opinion. So I think you'll be able to keep hold of him anyway. You know what? In terms of Ndidi, I know you're saying the only way we're getting Ndidi or Tyler Adams who would suit our system then is for them team to get relegated. Nothing personal. No, we're just messing, We're just messing in terms of the lead side of things. We're just messing with you. Leicester. Yeah, sort of Leicester. Leicester v Brighton are up next. Woo. But you know what? I think even if Leicester somehow survive, I think I can see a mass exodus happening in the summer. Not just Tielemans is going to be off on a free, and Didi, who's ever one the striker? Oh, what's his name? Daka, Dewsbury Hall. That's one. Harvey Barnes, Madison. Doesn't name a few. They'll be. I can guarantee they will be gone. They will not be wearing a Leicester shirt come next season. I don't blame anyone saying around Adams. He's a destroyer. Let's be honest. If we went for Tyler Adams, it'll be up. It'll be in keeping with last summer. Bought in Fabio Vieira. One about the years there. The following this summer coming, if you then went for Tyler Adams, it'd be Tony Adams for obviously Tony Adams back in the day. Now Tyler Adams, who've gone about the years even further. Then the omens and all that. if you're old enough to know, that's on my age. That would be a bit random if they did do that, though. If you think about that side of things. I'll be honest. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's got both tomorrow's games. Obviously, Premier League and WSL, but obviously Arsenal, Man United first. Looking forward to that. See Trossard. I think Trossard will be benched. I think he'll come on. He'll come on for the depending on how the game's going. He'll come on from the bench. Old Leonardo Trossard, Sandro Trossard, whatever you fucking pronounce his fucking name. It's not. If we got him in a bit earlier in the week, that's it. Oh my god! By the way, that's a bright kit by the way from Brighton. That is a bright. You will not miss them coming from a mile off. Whoa! Him again, bloody hell! He had a decent World Cup with his country in Japan. He comes back, scores two against. One was cancelled actually. This the other against Mitoma, where he pronounced his fucking name. Don't want to offend anyone here. What a goal! Scored against Arsenal. Could have had two, but one was disallowed. And he scored an absolute peach of a goal. And I don't know what's a shit goalkeeper, but even Schmeichel would have had trouble saving that actually. Jesus, right in the side netting as well. Oh. Tom saying I missed 1994 when Motd would have 10 matches. Not again. Before they lost for whatever reason they lost the rights to ITV for a couple, for 3 years they lost the rights. So I think now 3 or 4 years they lost the rights to the. 3 seasons they lost the rights to. Sorry about these highlights for 3 seasons back in the early 2000s, didn't they? 0102, 0203, and 0304 was the highlights were on ITV. Bloody hell! Oh my god. That was a bit suspect defending from Leicester there. 1-1 there. Good finish to take. Well, we'll take it from all Brighton though. For the fucking potential penalties that could have been going their way anyway. Would it have been a penalty? I don't know. It's got a better angle than that. That's good block. And then yeah, good finish. We ever did lose North Spurs and in the chat. Yay. Onside as well. Yeah, definitely onside. Why onside? But yeah, I was saying before they briefly lost to watch for a few years, Match of the Day weren't just Premier League football either. When it comes to the match of the Premier League will be shown first and foremost, and then they'll go down the leagues, Championship, or Division 1, then Division 2, Division 3. They cover all the leagues basically. But they lost the rights. They didn't lose the rights to show the highlights for 3 seasons. Then from 04-05, they won the rights back from the 04-05 season onwards. And it's just obviously Premier League. It's just like the Premier League. Anything's watered down now. Obviously, was it ITV4 now? It's now this season. It's back on ITV. Got the rights back, but they're showing the highlights on ITV4 like this evening, and then obviously your UP's got on ITV1 in the morning and all that. But the highlights show for the Championship League 1 and League 2 now. It's spanning about every year or two between all these different channels now. Used to be in the BBC after this, but they screwed that up after 6 years, and then it went all over the place since. But yeah, Match of the Day, we used to. It wasn't just obviously them showing Premier League highlights, and that was it. It was Premier League, and then they'd run through the Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, which is now Championship League 1 and League 2. Oh. Got Chris in the chat that says, I know it's early day, but I think Man United is world class. It seems like it. I think he could be well sought after by the top four teams in the league. The teams that finish in the top four. Sorry, get the words out. I think between the four of them, they'll be going for. That was poor. 2-1 less. That was poor defender from Brighton. That was it. That was too easy for him. Literally like 2 yards out, bang. Yeah. In terms of Premier League clubs, he'll be sought after, and outside of Premier League, obviously as well. But in terms of the Premier League, I think the ones that have more chance of getting his services will be the top four from this season in the summer. I mean, I think McAllister will be gone in the summer as well. We've got a comment here from Spurs for Life. I'm an Arsenal fan named Ryan. Random. What's your surname, my friend? Just out of interest. Where you're from? May as well ask. Well, I mean, there was 22 teams. There were 22 teams. So Saturday would have 9 games, leaving Sunday, Monday with 1 each. Yeah, but also they used to. I'm just pointing out as well. They used to show the other leagues as well. They weren't just. It wasn't just watered down to just showing Premier League until they won it back again. Obviously, Mr. Bungle's in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Oh, what a goal, Ferguson! Okay, he's that's a good words out again. That's all good little gem they found out at Brighton in their academy. Knows where the gold is. Ain't phased by the Premier League either. What a header! Again, that's shit defending over him. Let's look. All the defenders there. He just runs in Ferguson out of nowhere. No, none of the defenders around in and around where he heads the ball are switched on at all. He just goes, okay, hi, boom. Honestly think the longer they there is a good chance the longer Leicester stick with Brendan Rodgers here, I think they could go. I think they'll be the shock team to go. The team you wouldn't expect to start the season to go down to actually go down this season. Nice to meet you, Arsenal fan, Dwayne. I'm an Arsenal fan named Ty. Oh dear. It's better for the Football League to have it on the BBC. I used to love watching it after match. Yeah, mate. It made sense doing it. And the only thing if the BBC did go and get the rights back for that, do what they did before in terms of the original setup, how they had it originally set up before they started messing about with it in the last couple of years, but they lost it. Go back to that, how that was all about, that whole setup and all that, the whole studio setup and everything like that. But also, like you do the match on day on Sunday morning, you repeat this on Sunday morning. straight afterwards again. Show the highlights, repeat the highlights again for the Football League. I remember when RTV got the highlight, the adverts killed us, yeah. Even though I know they tried to carry on the feed them, the sort of feeding they had when they had when ITV had the Premier League highlights for 3 seasons. In terms of the theme, I say the theme tune is obviously You Choose a Beautiful Day, but with the championship twist to it in terms of obviously the build up, all that crap. The adverts just, I think that's looking back. Actually, that's probably the main reason why they lost the rights after 3 years. They lost the rights back to the BBC again because of the adverts. Because you're literally they started off with what they did. ITV was brilliant. They got Des Nyman. They got the rights. They brought back Des Nyman. He was the host, and then you'd have the 2 pundits, Robbie Earle and another. And again, at the time, ITV had decent commentators, so the commentate all the games were covered perfectly, and the coverage was actually, in terms of adverts aside, the coverage was actually half decent on ITV, but it was just as the adverts, as Tom says, about the championship when it was on ITV. The adverts just killed the momentum because you get into you go on, you get into it. They had the main game first, obviously of the day, and the score in terms of the scoreline wouldn't dictate who would be first. It would be who they thought was who they picked out the best game they believed in the on the day, basically. And it was just, but they did the Beautiful Day, all the VT side of things, and then they go for the team, who's on first, second, third, is that and the other, and then they had obviously the main event go ahead, and then they start the first half, and there's literally to a point where the half-time whistle goes, and they're like, "I'm going to an advert, come back for the second half," and it's another advert for the next game. It was like, blood. It just never sort of got into the swing of things for any game. It was just like, you get the first half, advert, first half, second half, then advert, first half of the next game, advert. It was a bit, think about it actually. Where ITV went wrong is thinking that the families would prefer to watch football highlights instead of blind date. Well, yeah, I remember that. He mentioned that when they first got the highlight, obviously that first season, for the first few weeks, it's only they literally started off. The plan was, as you say, instead of showing it at 10:30 at night or 10 o'clock at night or whatever, initially ITV with the Premiership, they're showing it. It'd go out on the air, like the live feed itself, 7:30 every Saturday, 7:30 on a Saturday night for the first month. I think it's about a month but literally after a month, they realised they messed up. Same month, maybe a month and a half at push. No, it's a month. It's got to be a month. There's a few league games in, and you had the announcement then of actually we're gonna go put the move things about, jig things about, and put the Premiership on at 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night after the news, after 10 o'clock news. They'd show the highlights of the Premier League instead of the originally planned 7:30 because they weren't getting the numbers they thought they'd get by showing it a bit earlier. I kind of get what they're trying to go for as well. One sec, I'll change the game actually. One sec. Southampton versus Villa. Oh, bloody hell! Here we go. That goal. Offside. Walker Peters apparently offside, or Che Adams, one of the two. With Che Adams. What was I saying about? I kind of get what ITV are trying to go for there, and they're trying to be different to the BBC in that sense, and try something different, something fresh, and that side of things. It's just the fact that they did it after they gave up after like 4 or 5 match days, and on the sixth, was it the 5th or 6th match day, they reverted back to the BBC model basically. It is what it is, though. I've seen your question. I've seen your question, Colonel. Calm down. I'll get NBX as well. I'll go over the chat quickly. Stefan's in the chat. Big up, Stefan. Oh, there's a drone. Bloody hell. What's sad, though, goes and get the... I didn't know drones are still a thing, actually. It's getting flying up. Been a few years, obviously, since that last happened, I think. Got obviously clearly outside the stadium. Got their drone and gone, in you go. And because of, obviously, safety and all, obviously safety and this, that, and the other, they've had to pause the game there for a second. Bloody hell. Yeah, Stefan saying he fucking loved Blind Date. It won me brownie points with the ladies on a Saturday night. I bet it did. So the Black was furious who got bumped for football. I mean, again, I get what they're trying to do. It's just they didn't plan it out properly, and they just messed out basically. But the adverts itself were the killer. Let's be honest, and they've tried it again. Obviously, when they got the rights to the championship, the EFL in general, but they called it the championship. But again, it was the adverts itself that was just the killer for them having the rights again. I know they got back recently, but still. Better than having what was it? Guest? It was on for like 3 years up to this last season, the last couple of seasons prior. It was on a channel called Quest or Guest or whatever. Completely bizarre. Oh my god! There we go. Wall Pascal. It wasn't even a free kick either. Obviously, as we know, it didn't count because we know the score. I think they did it because they thought people would be out and on a Saturday night. Possible. Surprise, surprise. Well, Douglas Luiz has been booked. What's he been booked for? Oh, that's soft. If that's been disallowed for that, that weren't a foul on Ramsey and Jacob Ramsey. That was not a foul. Oh my god! If that's why it's been disallowed, are they taking the biscuit? He barely touched him. He barely touches Jacob in the back. His elbow goes like that practically against Jacob Ramsey's back. He then stumbles forward and then realises, oh fuck, and falls to the floor. That wasn't a foul. I'm sorry, that's not a foul. Southampton have been robbed there. Shut up, Martinez. You got your way. No, I'm sorry. That's soft as fuck. What the hell are they playing at? He goes down holding his fucking leg. He goes down holding his leg, the moron. They sent the referee over to look at it. Touched on the back, goes down, holds the leg. And they thought, yeah, definite foul. And then Watkins goes and scores. The EPL show was ahead of its time, though, as the analysis was ahead of Andy Gray, etc. at the time, yeah. Presentation of the ITV highlights is more like what you'd see today. But in 2001, people hated it and mocked Townsend's tactics truck. I didn't mind. To be honest, as I said, in terms of the actual cover, how they covered the games and when it was a Premier League and all, because I did it, of course, as an Arsenal fan's a Premier League fan. I wasn't tuning in regularly when it went to when it turned to the Championship years later. I was all for obviously match of the day, obviously, but
when it was on, for them 3 seasons, I didn't mind it. Again, in terms of the actual how they covered it, in terms of when they were showing the games, and it's just obviously, as you say, as I said earlier, they do the VT, and they go, okay, well, first game, this is, for example, Arsenal versus Chelsea. This is the implications of off we go. They're going to the game. The highlights itself were, in terms of the quality, I liked it. Nothing wrong with it. Just the fact it literally they would include the halftime whistle and every game, and go to a break for the first few games. And if it was a dead game, they'd just go for the whole. They'd break it, they'd stretch it out, but they wouldn't go to adverts to them ones. But it was just like, yeah, it was a bit bizarre in that sense. But in terms of actual, as I said before, obviously the host in Desline and the actual pundits and all that, and then the commentators as well for the games, weren't they? They didn't do it. They weren't. It wasn't a bad job they did. It's just with the channel they got, it's, as you say, because it was different, people didn't like it. But at least they try something different at the time. At least they didn't just go, "Oh, we've got the highlights. We're going to stick with the BBC model, but on ITV." But they tried their own thing. You can't really judge them for that. Colonel and BX asked this earlier. I know I'll be here live for both the men's and women's games tomorrow. I will be setting the streams up after this stream. I will be here. Liam is at the game. Gary will not be able to join us. Sadly, he's got family commitments. He can't make he definitely can't make the Arsenal United game. Sadly, so as it's saying, it's just me. I'm gonna try and find a couple of people to see if they want to come on and keep me sane, help get me through the 90 minutes of football in terms of the Arsenal United game. Also, we'll be covering literally straight after that. I will be covering the trying to think now, the Brighton women versus Arsenal women's WSL match in the evening. Literally like 50 minutes after the full time, 50 minutes to half hour after the full time whistle, they kick off. So I'll be covering that as well. Stefan saying Jimmy Hill was away. Yeah, that's match of the day though. That's old school match of the day. Because the show went out at 7 PM originally for the first month. Yeah, for the first month it was. They did do that for the. Might be a poor month and a half. But match day 5, match day 6, they decided no, we're going to go back. We'll yield and go to the old form, the BBC format basically of 10:30. I get why they wanted to do it. Obviously, to do it a bit if they did it a bit earlier in the evening, maybe get a bigger audience in, family, as you say, family wise, and that's this, that, and the other. But it is what it is. They'd have Townsend break down why a player got sent off in front of the player minutes after it happened. What was it? What was it? Second season onwards, they then started introducing the Premiership top of what you get now in match of day 2, but the Premiership 2 for the Sunday games as well. They started doing hearts for Sundays as well. For anyone who didn't have Sky or satellite at the time. And yeah, that did. But when they did that from the second and third season, obviously BBC, when they took it back, they took on that method and we'll do match of day 2 as well. We'll do our own version of that by match of day 2. So that's one thing that sort of came out of that positive wise that BBC inherited. Oh, Six Nations, yay! That's next week, I think, or the week after, one of the two. Eubank knocked out. Eubank lost. Piss off. No. Liam Smith floors Chris Eubank Jr. twice as he claims 4th round stoppage in Manchester. Oh, Eubank, you melt.
overrated in my opinion, and he's a twat as well. Lives off his dad's name and doesn't hide it either. Even Chris has, I didn't see this before, I've seen it now. Mr. Bungles must have mentioned it before, and I said, you make Dunstan eyes. I believe it. I just checked on my phone, and I was like, no way, check my phone. Yeah, bloody hell. Right, next game is Bournemouth versus Forest. Forest have been doing well actually recently. A bit of form since the World Cup. But yeah, in terms of Premiership, yeah, second season and the third season they added it up. They tried something different, something new, to try and keep the bring new viewers in and keep the regulars and all that. And it was, basically what they'd do, they'd bring one fan from all 20 clubs into the studio. And obviously there'll be the fans will then stand there live or sit down, whatever, watching the show as it plays out, as it going out live. And occasionally there's a pundit will then go into the audience and pick out random fans and get their thoughts on their team's game on that throughout the show, basically. Quick from a fan's opinion sort of thing. They tried that, but that's one thing BBC didn't pick up on. It's getting something. Like I say, RTV tried something. They had something. They tried it. They tried. They tried being something. They tried to do something different with the model. And it is what it is. Right there, oh, 1-0. Sorry, Forest. Good goal actually. Good. From the set piece as well. There we go. Oh, checking VAR back. There's VAR being checked for this apparently. Let's have a look. Oh, this could be disallowed, isn't it? It's got to be offside. No. Stefan, I remember when that was obviously the two seasons you guys were up there in the Premier League, Premiership. Was it when it was on ITV covering it? By the way, what the fuck were you guys playing at today against Oxford? Bloody hell! It seems like the first clear-cut chance that Bournemouth had in the game, keeping more, and it's over the bar, like way over the bar. One 0 Bournemouth. There we go. Anthony with a goal. Okay. I swear that's to play Will Link for another day. Might not be, I don't know. Good, well taken, though. Good first start, ball it in and got the shot off afterwards. Again, when you got one Hennessy in goal, you've always got a chance to score, let's be honest. My bet, Colonel saying my bet lost today, Stanmore in Scotland, obviously. One away from home for the first time all season. Bloody hell. You know you like that when that happens. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming as well. Susie said, no, there's no team that starts with M. I knew Mother was going to be mentioned, and I knew you was going to come back with fine drinks. Bloody hell. Well blocked there from, was it Worrell, the club captain?
Oh dear. Both old firms in the old League Cup. Was it League Cup final? Scottish League Cup final next month or whenever it is. And then was it Scottish FA Cup this weekend? Celtic walked it against Morton. Was it 5-0 in the end? Rangers got through as well, 1-0 against St Johnston. Imagine both Rangers and Rangers and Celtic get to the what's Redknapp there? Bit random. I know he's got affiliation to Bournemouth, but a bit random. Of all the games he chooses to go to, it'd be this game. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, so we've got the old firm, both teams going for the going head to head in the League Cup, Scottish League Cup final. Imagine they both get to the FA Cup, they both get to the Scottish FA Cup final as well. That'd be interesting. The Sears has a better season then, eh? Imagine Celtic actually going to win the league as we expect now, but Rangers go and win the cup double. You know. Well, might as well ask Chris while you're in the chat, mate. As you're a Liverpool fan, so I might as well ask you what are your thoughts? What's going on? What has actually gone wrong with you guys this season? The obvious thing is obviously it's been mentioned for not just this channel, other channels as well. Midfield side of things, apart from midfield, and not even in this window, you know you need to strengthen your midfield because Arthur Murray's still bloody injured. You brought him in, he gets injured in 5 minutes, and he's still injured now. You know that's an area that needs strengthening, even if you did have Arthur available. And Liverpool aren't doing anything. The owners aren't doing nothing. They're brought in Cody Gakpo, but he's not a central midfielder, obviously. That's a scrappy one, but they take it. Sam Sowich, former Bournemouth boy. Chris saying, my opinion, Mane, Salah, Firmino, we did not find like for like replacements. No, the point. I mean, as a friend of the family, he's a hardcore Southampton fan, and even he was saying in the summer during the summer window and even afterwards, window closed and all that. During the window, why aren't Liverpool going out their way to replace Mane, his output, what he brings to Liverpool? And then afterwards, obviously, why didn't they? Because they are suffering from that. Salah has dropped off. If you compare him from last season to this season, he's dropped off massively as well, performance-wise. A bit like Son, he's just out of nowhere, off a cliff. And Bobby Firmino, he's not getting any younger either. And he was always he was turned into a squad player, and then he got that from the original trio there. One's left and two are one's left, one's a squad player and sometimes available, maybe not. And Sunday's just dropped off a cliff. You compare him to last season. And the two players they sort of brought in what's his name? Diaz and who's the other one? Who was the other one? Jota. Diaz and Jota both out injured. All for the majority of the season as well. I mean, what was it? Diaz got injured. Diaz got injured against us. Hasn't played since, has he? And he's out for even longer now. Jota's just got a massive injury this season. Like, not just one injury, but he's like He was at the start of the season, he was injured, came back for a couple of games, injured again. He ain't seen him since. So that's not helped either. But yeah, and Cody, with all due respect to Cody Gakpo, because if the new trio is going to be Cody, Diaz, and Jota, there's no guarantee that's going to work to the same level of a Salah, Mane, and Bobby Firmino. Especially if two of them go down the route of being injured all the time now. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, Chris tried it again, going for the double. So is Ryan going to the game? I had a brain fart when he started to address it. Oh, that's nice. Oh dear. No, sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm not obviously at the game tomorrow. I will be here live with you guys. Hopefully, you guys are happy enough and content enough to come and join me. I am currently looking for a guest or two to join me as well. So it's not me on my own with you guys, because it is a high tense game like last week. Not as in because it's not a derby, but as in we need to win either way. No matter what happens with Wolves and Man City prior to our game tomorrow, we have to win. We have to win tomorrow. Obviously, keep Man United at bay and put them in their place, and keep the naysayers from being pricks, basically. Here comes the boring 0-0s. Yay! Starting with Liverpool versus Chelsea. Like a twat, I fell for it, Tom. You say not me. Liverpool's shot has been stuck. It's concerning. Again, when you look at Liverpool from last season, going for played every possible game you could possibly play in the season, went for all 4 honours, only won and came out obviously only winning the cup double, like domestic cup double. I mean, and then as you say, the drop off is starting. It's scary. It's scary. Scary in a good way for an Arsenal fan or not saying to Chelsea fan, Arsenal fan, a Man City fan, a Newcastle fan. It's scary good for us, but it's scary bad if you're a Liverpool fan. The way you just gone. Oh, dear, was it? But yeah, it'll be interesting. Coming in this, no matter what happens with Liverpool in terms of if they're in the European spot or not. Well, Chelsea definitely getting European football. I don't care what anyone says. They won't get Champions League. They won't get Europa League. They will not get. I'm sorry. They will not get Conference League either. In my opinion. Is he offside? He's offside. He's way offside. Thiago Silva was offside, so why are they complaining? The Chelsea fans, hey, that's not been a goal. Yeah. He is miles offside. BX. No, what happened to BX? He asked a question and disappeared. I haven't seen him in the chat since. Do you really need me to go to the Emirates to get you a scarf and program? I thought Gary got him a scarf already in program from the Northern Derby in the season. Or was he BX? You're not one of them half and halfers, are you? Bloody hell. Because I don't think, because it can't, because Gary got him normal Arsenal scarf. He didn't get him a half and half, I don't believe. And if he wants a program, I can get him a program. I think that hard up. I'm just going to the game or not, I can still get my program online and send it out once everything's calmed down over in the strikes wise. I can send it out to him. Oh dear. As I was going to say, in terms of no matter what, in terms of Liverpool, here, talking about Liverpool, sorry. No matter what happens this season in terms of league position wise, it's going to be interesting if Klopp stays of his own accord, or he gets binned off there, and if the current owner, if the current owners stay put or up and leave when the club needs him most. Let's be honest. Oh yeah. I hope not, my friend. I hope not. You want something tomorrow? I hope it's in a positive way. It's a positive outcome for us. Oh dear. Pardon me. Good save again from Allison. And again. Killing the cup. Motd was shocking in this. I don't get it. No, it's highlight form, but bloody hell. I've got a feeling you got that mug from Sports Direct. Technically, it was from them, but I didn't go into the store and buy it myself. I actually got it for free years ago now. Years ago, when Puma were making the Ireland rugby tops, I actually bought myself an Ireland rugby top because obviously, if anyone doesn't know, I'm English by birth and all that. Birthright, I'm born and raised in England and got English bloodline there. But also, I got immediate Irish, Scottish, and other bloodlines, so they say. I'm not going to go into the other one because I'll get names thrown at me for no reason, for jokes, and I'm not having it. Nope, not tonight. So yeah, obviously, I've got my England rugby tops from 2000. I've still got the England rugby top from 2003. Still fits me as well. Surprisingly, well, probably at the moment, a bit bloated at the moment, but normally when I'm not bloated, it still fit me fine. I've got that one. I've got the 2007. I've got the 2003 home rugby top, the cotton as well, long sleeved cotton. When it comes to rugby tops, going off topic and off sport here. For me, you can't beat a proper old school cotton top, but long sleeved as well. I've also got the England away jersey for 2007 that is red with a little bit of like St George, but in a white cross sort of. I don't know what you say. I've got that one. I've got the Scotland home shirt from 2008, 2009, around about that time frame. I've got a World Rugby top that gives it away. I was giving it away, but anyway. Got the World Rugby top as well. I've got an Ireland Rugby top. I haven't got a British Irish Lions one yet, though. I do want to get one, but I'll wait now for the next tour. I think the next year actually. Next tour. British Irish Lions one. I'll double check actually. That's got to be due. Yeah, that's got to be due soon. It's been a while since I've done a tour. But I say you can't beat the old school traditional tops with the made of cotton, full cotton, long sleeves. Just like in football, I mean football shirts as well. Used to like the long sleeves, especially under Nike. Puma sort of put me off the long sleeve really because the design and it's so tight to you. But yeah, Tom saying Mudrick looks like Kieran Knightley in Bending like Beckham, and Jack Williams had a child. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh dear! And he still chased the money. Makes sense actually. Oh, nice. Well, that's one poor game out of the way. And that was, again, this is highlight form. This is highlight form they've shown us. I didn't bother watching the game. The game that was live. I didn't bother. That was highlight form, and that was poor. So how bad was Palace versus Newcastle to be last behind these two? But yeah, when I got my Ireland rugby top, again, 9 or 10 years ago, so and about a time, maybe even longer. I can't remember how long ago it was now. What year it was. But either way, they ordered it online. It got chucked in for free. So I thought, fuck it. Yeah, didn't pay for it. But actually, I wouldn't pay for it. I wouldn't pay for it anyway. I bet you would, Tom. I bet you would. You would generally put a bid in, wouldn't you? And see who'd pay you the most, and you'd go where who would pay you the most, basically. Oh dear. Seriously. But actually waxing lyrical about Motd. The kid came on for what, 20, 25 minutes? Oh, I didn't see anything spectacular to ooh, what a shame we didn't get him. Yeah, he's got pace, but that's it. They genuinely showed a clip of him showing his pace and still being outdone by Kanate. Well, going by the new owner and all that, you might get more than 300k. You might just get just as saying hi, turn up to the meeting, and give you 500k at least. I think at Arsenal, they're not necessary. Are you meant? Oh my god. Gary Nicholas has asked Jermaine Genius and Danny Murphy a hypothetical question. Out of these two teams, who's more likely to get top four this season? They've both gone for Chelsea because of how much they've spent. That's it. Get it out. Oh my days. I don't give a fuck. Monkeys, turn it down. I'll play for my local non-league club over Arsenal. Who's your non-league club though? Who's your local non-league? Is that down to personal choice, or lack of quality, level wise? Don't quite. Again. There's just shown again clips of Palace versus United and that free kick from Elise midweek. That was a fantastic free kick against United. I kid you not, guys. I was going to say this to them, but you know what? Fuck it. When Casemiro got booked against Palace in midweek on Wednesday, I genuinely celebrated like it was a goal. I genuinely celebrated like Arsenal scored a goal when Casemiro got booked. It's like, fucking yes! But more, enthusiastic, obviously. £50 a week when getting Finchley. Still 50. That's 50. That's £50 more in your pocket than not being in your pocket, but that way. As I say, is that more so down to personal choice, or just the levels of quality, so to say, between, Stefan, if your son had an opportunity to play for your rivals, how would you react? If it was Tottenham and he was insistent, he'd be looking for a new home. No. That would be coming to me saying Tottenham have approached me, straight away, before even since it said the word Tottenham coming out of his mouth, I'll be like, no, don't even think about it. And this is why I would sit him down and go, look, this is me. I'm of a certain age. My whole life, this is what they've achieved in terms of silverware, lifting trophies compared to the team we support. Lad, come on. Let's come on. If you want to be ambitious in life, don't play for Tottenham. Other than that, if it was, for example, a Man City, Newcastle, support them all the way, because even though it's a competitive rival, obviously I support them, but it's not like it's top. It's not, again, it's not them. Not that's just like it. That's for me. That's a no. I cannot, and will not condone that. Exactly. Again, even Tom, great minds and all that. My son could play for Man United, but he'd need to find somewhere else to live. I mean, Stefan, that's like saying about asking you the same question, and then your son comes to you and goes, Dad, Knights have approached me. What do I want to sign for them. I want to sign the contract. Can you help? Like, can you take me down, for example, on Wednesday after school to get over and do a trial and all that, and get the paperwork sorted? You'd be sick as a parrot. But as I say, if it was like a Newcastle or Man City, then fair enough. Chelsea, no, just no. Again, standards, boys, standards. Man United, nope. Liverpool, no. Because Bayern and Liverpool will be back to. And by this season, Liverpool won't be long until Liverpool back to what they were for the previous 30 odd years before they won their last league title. Yeah, that's to say really on that side of things. Apparently, Mo Johnston went to Rangers because his dad supports them. Fair enough. So, if I had a son and he came to me and said, "Oh, Dad, I've been approached today. I don't play for his local team and all that. I've been local school team or whatever, or whatever football team he plays for outside of school / college. Dad, I've been approached by 3 clubs, and these are the 3 clubs: Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle. What do I do?" Even though Arsenal involved, I'd completely leave it up to him. I will support him. Whatever out of them 3 you'd pick. I'm using these as an example. I would obviously support him all the way. If he came to me and mentioned Tottenham in that conversation, I'd tell him, and it was only Tottenham, I was like, mate, you stay put, you suck it up, you've got more chance of winning something and achieving something at where you are now than going to Tottenham. Plus, if you disobey me, you will be finding a new place to live. Smile, Gareth. You kept your job. Gareth South. There's a showing Gareth Southgate in the stands, knocking miserable sin, even though he's kept his job by some miracle. You know, there was chances. I'm looking. Obviously, Palace Newcastle. The last game, both games, the last 2 games were 0-0. But again, going by what I'm seeing here, This was a more enthralling 0-0 than the previous 0-0 Liverpool and Chelsea. The fuck? I'll take my son Philip if you want to play for Spurs. I'll just kick you at their fucking house, like, off you go then. Yeah, you can go. Yeah, go to Tottenham, no problem. But by the way, before you sign paperwork and all and money breaking it to get there, remember this: your first paycheck, you'll be looking for a new home, and because you'll be on bloody apprenticeship fee and all that, whatever it is. I would tell him as well. If he then continues to go, well, I'm like, okay, not only moving out in public, don't approach me. Just don't. I want I'll literally be like, no. Publicly, you do not. We do not acknowledge each other in public. We will obviously still talk to each other and obviously civil and all that privately, obviously at behind closed doors. But publicly, no, do not approach me. Do not approach me if you're playing for Tottenham. I do not want that shame. Sounds harsh, but there's reasons behind it. If my son said he wanted to play for Spurs, I'd. Oh, exactly. That's coming from a Leeds fan, ladies and gentlemen. That's coming from a Leeds fan. Oh, even he wouldn't want his boy playing for Tottenham. Bloody hell. The same will go for my daughter as well. If I had a daughter and she was into football, really good at it, and she was approached by she was approached by teams, and Tottenham was one of them. Like, pick for example, two teams come in for her. The Tottenham women's team, and pick a random team. It's not Arsenal. All right, Tottenham women and Leicester City women, for example. I would tell it to go to Leicester City. Just because, again, you've got more chances of achieving something with the Leicester City women's team than with the Tottenham lot. Plus, again, you know, if you want to go to Tottenham, you know where the door is, basically. Don't approach me in public. Everyone hates every London-based club outside of, obviously, apart from Tottenham. All other London-based clubs, all the clubs outside of London, everyone hates Tottenham. All fan bases do, because they're just saying something when you consider one of them or another London club in Millwall exists. Made Fury laugh. There you go. How you doing, Fury, my old mucker? Oh dear. But that wouldn't be allowed. Would not allow my son or daughter. If I was to have a son or daughter, I would not allow them. It would not be tolerated. It'd be like, wait till something better will come along. Don't worry. Hold out for the next. More teams to come looking. You're good enough. Have more faith in yourself and your abilities. You'll get better options if you hold out. I'd even recommend them going to fucking West Ham. They're saying something going to come out of both the men's and women's teams currently. But that is match of the day over. Another week. Yay. Mute. Like I said, Conan went to Wenning versus Dartford. Everyone singing hates Spurs. To be honest, I would be proud of my son was a professional footballer, but don't score against Ipswich or Celtic. So, to be clear, Stefan, if he came to you and said Norwich had come calling, and we're going to give him a professional contract, that would be okay. As long as he doesn't score against Celtic in friendlies or Ipswich in the league, that would be okay. But score lots against Leeds. No, I just could. No. But especially you bring up your son and daughter, your kids in general, and they're at football and they support the same team as yourself in terms of, in my case, Arsenal fans as well. And then, as I say, as we're discussing, they get into football, they're really good at it, and clubs approach them, including Tottenham, and they were swayed by that. But in terms of Tottenham itself, I'll be re-sitting them down and having words with them and explaining why not to go to Tottenham. If you have any ambition in a career as a professional footballer, why you don't go to Tottenham. I wouldn't fucking like it, obviously. That's my point I'm trying to get across. It was from my perspective as an Arsenal fan. And my kids are then brought up as Arsenal fans. They're into football and they decide to follow Arsenal as well, support Arsenal. But also, as they're growing up, getting to football, really good at it. They want to make a career out of it, going through the academies and all that. They're at a certain level. And they've got like teams coming in left, right, and centre. And instead of holding out for a possible Arsenal or dream move to Arsenal or a more ambitious club, Tottenham come in, one of the first clubs is Tottenham, and they go, I'll be like, mate, guys, we sit down, we talk, then tell me your answer after we've had our little discussion. But remember this: after our discussion, if you still want to go, if you're insistent that you don't want to hold out for a better option in club, you know where the door is. In public, we don't know each other. Don't bring that. That'd be just shame. Stevie Wonder could score his defence. I mean, we're saying this again on Twitter the other day, Steph. Tom, I was saying to you the other day, how on earth can you be? You're 5-0 up against Cardiff in an FA Cup replay. How can you be leading 5-0, and then from the 83rd minute to the end, you can see 2 goals? No, I've never known a team that's winning 5-0 in the last 10 minutes and then decides to just give away 2 goals like that. Completely and utterly bizarre, that is. There we go. I kind of support Ipswich. Now the questions I put to him. My mother lives in Norwich, but there you go. Living in Norwich and supporting Norwich are 2 different things, though, let's be honest. That's like when Alan Smith, not Arsenal's Alan Smith, but for any Arsenal fans out there, we're not talking about Arsenal's Alan Smith, we're talking about another Alan Smith, a younger Alan Smith, that came from Leeds through their academy and all that, and then local lad, because always there's a couple before he left, obviously, for the 2-3 years before he left. He was always linked to a move to United and all that. Ferguson was always interested, and he went, no, it's always publicly going out, no, never, not in a million years, not enough money in the world and all that malarkey. Leeds got relegated. Where did he go? Man United. Oh dear, got relegated. Oh, unlucky. Yay, we got relegated. because you've done so well for you, try so hard for us, we're going to give you a lift you up in the air and thank you, give so our appreciation to you. And then literally he's like, yeah, I'm out of here, motherfuckers. I'm going to your rivals, motherfuckers. I didn't say she did. I'm saying there's a difference between living and supporting, isn't there? That's what I'm saying. Because you mentioned she lives in Norwich. I'm just saying that obviously I'm making it clear there's a difference between living in an area and supporting that team. That's all I'm saying. Leeds have always been big on charity. I mean, you was giveaway merchant back then. Maybe down to the owners back then, but more or less, he was literally just gave away your best players at cut down prices. Yeah. A lot of footballers just see the game as a job. That's a modern day thing now, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh dear, but we are going to wrap things up in a second, guys, because I need to set up both streams for tomorrow in terms of the Arsenal United game and Brighton women versus Arsenal women on afterwards. So I've got to set both them streams up and try and find a couple of people for the men's game to keep me somewhat sane. Take a bit of pressure off you guys helping me out. Because I might go insane otherwise. Oh, talking of Sam's in the chat, says bloody hell, all the tarts are in there as usual. Yeah, but for the first time, Sam, the discussion in the chat is actually stuck to football related topics. It hasn't gone AWOL for once. Tom saying that Cardiff game was more one-sided than the 5-2 chips. Exactly, that's my point. Only Leeds could go 5-0 up in a game, be comfortable, and still leak 2 goals against a piss poor Cardiff City. Oh dear. Well, Leeds did give us 3 points. Yeah, I mean, Bamford did deliberately miss that penalty for us, so yeah. Even though he tried to get our player sent off later on, but still. Sam the Tart Green was just bloody hell, here we go. As soon as I say that, it descends into chaos. Oh my God, give me strength. Everyone's group is 8. Every channel has them, so I'm not going to complain. Just that certain things that aren't going to happen. Certain things that groupies do aren't going to happen here. That's all I'm saying. Could still go AWOL, but yeah, it could still go AWOL, possibly, but we are trying to wrap things up soon before it does that now. Good thing I came in to maintain on the topic structure. Oh dear. Sam, anyway, how you doing, my friend? How's things your end as well? I'm not sure, obviously, before we wrap things up, we'll get your score predictions for tomorrow, in case you're not around for tomorrow's game. That'd be a painful place to put a tattoo, let alone the channel logo. Jesus Christ. I think he might, I think that's pretty much impossible and might cause a few problems down there if he ever wanted to have any kids. Oh dear. We will win, but it will be tough. He's gone for a 2-1. The thing is, before Man United played Palace during midweek, that was going to be my score prediction, but then Casemiro got himself suspended for this game. So, obviously, with the addition of Trossard, I know he's more likely he's going to be on the bench. Oh, starting from the bench anyway. Tomorrow's Trossard. I think with Casemiro being out, it could be huge. And we got Partey as well. Unlike we played him in the season, we actually do have Partey for this game. We've got no injuries, no suspensions. Oh, new injuries anyway, apart from Gabriel Jesus.
no suspensions, anything like that. I think we're gonna win. I think we win this 2-0. I think if Casemiro hadn't got suspended, I think it would be a tough game either way. But still, it would be a bit tougher, and I think it would have been a 2-1 Arsenal win. Same thing with sensible conversation. Here we go. Oh my days! And it's descended into chaos. You might want to work on that little chant there, Colonel. Just have a little work on it and come back to me on that one. Stefan saying Cass is a big miss for United. He's a huge. I think, as I said, if he hadn't been suspended or gone for a very tightly contested 2-1 win, I don't know. It's we're all having a laugh anyway, so it's fine. I think the fact that he's suspended could be a huge miss because it would have been him and Partey going at loggerheads in that midfield battle. It would be totally dependent who won that battle, basically, what team would win. I think about him, about Casemiro for United's midfield, with McTominay and Fred and all that, the levels do drop, obviously. Experienced as they are, they're not Casemiro level. And Partey, Jack, and Odegaard could have a field day. As long as we keep the right mindset and go into that, come on, walk into that pitch and just be professional as we've been so far this season. Rashford, Warrior Sam, yeah, I get that. He's been the form player for them all season, really. But I do think we've got the personnel to keep him quiet without Casemiro as well. Again, with Casemiro being out, that takes a bit of pressure off us. We can fully focus on keeping Rashford quiet and stopping Bruno from getting any service, the ball to himself, him getting the ball, let alone getting any service out to the likes of Rashford and Martial, etc. Or Weghorst. I wouldn't. I'll say this now before we wrap things up. I wouldn't be surprised in terms of Man United starting 11 if the starting striker is Weghorst and Rashford out in the wing. Rashford out in the wing like he was last week against City, but instead of Martial, it'll be Weghorst. Just to try and do something different against us physically, even though we've got arguably the best physical back line you could ask for. Stefan Trashford has come good. Got that from Pig, by the way. Fine Pig, yeah. That's going to be interesting. You'll be busy, Stefan, tomorrow. You'll be flicking between this channel, Pig's channel, Goldbridge, the lot. Got fucking numerous different fucking streams up at the same time. And whoever's had a meltdown, you're sticking a bit longer with. No, Trashford down the food bank flirting with the old ladies like Rooney. No, he doesn't go. He doesn't. Rooney's there, but that's because Rashford sent him there instead of going himself. He sends Rooney on his behalf. Anyway, I'm going to wrap things up before I get myself in any trouble. Right, I will be back tomorrow. Trying to think tomorrow. Right. I'll be back tomorrow, 4 o'clock for the men's game. Obviously, that's the first stream of the day. 4 o'clock, we'll be going live half hour before kickoff. Hopefully, I'll be able to find at least someone, if not 2 people, to join me. Obviously, Liam's at the game. Gary's going to be busy with he's got family events he's got to be at, so he can't make the stream tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to find someone, if not 2 people, to come and take their places for this week. Touch wood.
And yeah, go live at 4, go for the teams and all the build, and get the build. I know you guys get in, get settled, give your thoughts on the teams respectively, and get your score predictions in and all that jazz. And then straight after that finishes within half an hour. We'll go off quick for 10-15 minutes, come back for the WSL games between Brighton and women's team, and see the women can get the 3 points this week instead of the point. Get the 3 points and keep that pressure up on Chelsea, basically, in the WSL title race. For God's sake. If we get Camavinga on loan, I'm going to... If we get Camavinga on loan, along with obviously got Trossard, got this Polish dad coming in defence, and there's someone else who's been in. There's a right back from Valladolid, or Villet, you pronounce it. If we do all that, business-wise, between now and deadline day, that includes obviously Camavinga on loan with an option to buy, obligation, whatever. I think there's no excuse for Arteta and the team not to get over the line and get us that trophy in the season then. Oh dear. But with that, we are going to go now. So as I say, thank you guys. Sam obviously popping in late. Obviously all the other usual suspects, Jedders, aka Chris, Colonel. We had BX in here briefly. We had Mr. Bungle, Stefan, Mr. Tom. Bloody hell, I'm trying to remember everyone. There's a newbie in the chat as well, Spurs for Life, and there's an Arsenal fan called Ryan, apparently. Said that and then disappeared. It is what it is. A bit random. But yeah, as I say, hope to see you guys and all the rest of the subs in here tomorrow. As I say, 4:00. And then, yeah, from 4:30, it's going to be literally 90 minutes of complete chaos, no matter what happens. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you on the other side, as always, up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.